What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Danny. We're going to be doing our first modification to the bike since we bought it. It's a 2020 RSV4 Misano edition, just an RR version of the bike. It's not a factory. And we're going to be installing the lowering links that I just ordered from AF1 online. We got the package in the mail recently. And we're going to be installing this. This should be pretty easy, just like 3 bolts. We got the bike supported by the jack stands and some stainless steel rods. Keeping it simple. I don't have a hoist system here in the garage, so we do the best that we can. But this is a pretty easy install. Honestly, like looking on YouTube, there's not that many videos for the RSV4, which is surprising. It's a pretty great bike, and just there's not that much information out there on it. So I'm gonna do this video for you guys to learn how to do the lowering on it, get the lowering links from AF1. I'll put all the links and all the parts and everything, and I'll show you exactly how to make this as easy as possible. So let's get this video started, guys. So we're taking advantage of the garage since the Corvette's at the shop. But this is pretty much it, guys. Very basic. Most shops will hoist the bike because you do have to take the weight off of the rear swing arm and the rear wheel. So this is pretty simple. Stainless steel rod goes right through the subframe, and some jack stands and some blocks to get it off. Maybe you have taller jack stands and you might not need to even use the bricks, but these weren't high enough to get the tire off. But yeah, pretty simple. The tire is off. It does free spin. It's just barely gonna be off the floor, but same thing. Rod's gonna come through on the other side, jack stand, and the blocks. So as long as this suspension and wheel are free from the ground, they're not touching, there's not gonna be any pressure on those bolts. So, and always don't forget to chock your front wheel. That's really important. You know, you want the bike to be as stable as possible just in case if something fails. So let's see what other tools. I don't know what size bolts. I'm going to look at the bolt sizes, and then we'll look at exactly what we need. Guys, so what we're replacing are these plates, these triangular plates. Those are considered the lowering links. If you see, they have an arrow in the way that they're supposed to be placed. The new plates do have the arrow as well, so look for that when you're replacing. One side is a 13 millimeter, the bolt head, and the nut is a 15 millimeter. So I'm gonna pop all these out, and we're gonna replace the plate, put the bolts back in, and then we're gonna be torquing to 50 Newton meters for the factory torque spec. All right, guys, so we just took off the plate. As you can see, there's an arrow on the old plates, and there's an arrow on the new plates. They have to go to the top side and facing forward to the front of the bike. So remember that. All right, guys, so we just replaced the plates. As you can see, the arrow is at the top side of the plate facing the front of the motorcycle. It's a bit tricky to do with one person, but if you see under the tire, it's a pretty big significant difference. When we first started, the tire was literally barely off the ground. Now we got like a good 1.5 inches at least. So obviously that will adjust even more once you put the weight on it and everything. But it's pretty easy, guys. If you can grab somebody to help you out to be lifting the swing arm for you to get the bolts lined up to pass through, that'd be a lot easier. But a 15 millimeter and a 13 millimeter will get those bolts off. Just remember, you have a sleeve for the needle bearings in each of the parts where the bolts pass, so make sure those little sleeves don't pop out. And if they do, clean them up, get them greased so you can push them back in there. And obviously go over the dog bone, make sure, you know, the bearings aren't damaged. You know, you're not hearing any squeaking or anything. Nothing looks really wore down. So I'm gonna get this thing torqued down. 50 Newton meters, I believe, is what they're calling for. And we'll test the height. That's it, guys. She is lowered in the rear, at least. Made quite a big difference. I'm almost flat-footed now on this thing, which feels a lot better. Now it does say to lower the front forks for another 20 millimeters. Apparently it's 4 lines down from the top. So that one we'll make another video because that's going to be a completely different process. We got to get the torque specs for the triple clamp. And I'll make another video for that. But yeah, guys, so 15 millimeter and a 13 millimeter is what you're going to need. Check your dog bone, check all your bearings, make sure everything's in good condition. And that's it, guys. I hope you're enjoying the content. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let's keep it simple. On to the next one.